Daniel had always believed his mother's words. She told him his father had died in an accident when Daniel was only 3 years old. For as long as he could remember, his mother, Laura, had been both his comfort and his shield. She worked long hours, saved every penny, and raised him with love and discipline. Their small apartment was quiet, filled with old photo frames and the soft hum of the television in the evenings. Daniel never questioned his past. He trusted the story he had been given. When Daniel turned 22, he received a letter in the mail. It was an ordinary white envelope with his name written neatly on the front. Inside was a short message: Daniel Carter, if you are reading this, please know that your father is alive. I have tried to reach you many times. I hope one day you will look for me, Michael Carter. Daniel's hands began to shake. He read the letter again and again, hoping it was a mistake, a cruel joke, or a scam. His heart pounded so loudly he could hear it in his ears. That night, he waited for his mother to come home from work. When she entered the apartment, tired and carrying her usual grocery bag, Daniel stood up from the sofa and held out the letter. His voice was low and unsteady. Mom, who is Michael Carter? Laura froze. The color drained from her face. She dropped the grocery bag, and apples rolled across the floor. For a long moment, she said nothing. Her eyes filled with tears. Daniel felt a sharp pain in his chest. Mom, please, he said softly. Tell me the truth. Laura sat down slowly. Her shoulders trembled as she began to cry. She covered her face with her hands. I never wanted you to find out like this, she whispered. Daniel knelt in front of her. Is he my father? He asked. Laura nodded. Yes. Michael is your father. He didn't die. I lied to you. Daniel felt like the ground had disappeared under his feet. His whole life suddenly felt like a story built on sand. Why? He asked, his voice breaking. Why would you lie to me about something like that? Laura took a deep breath. Because I was young and angry and hurt. Your father and I had a terrible fight when you were a baby. He wanted to move to another city for work. I didn't want to leave my family. We said cruel things to each other. One night, he left. I thought he would come back in a few days. He didn't. She wiped her tears. Weeks passed. I tried to call him, but his number had changed. I heard from a friend that he had moved abroad. I felt abandoned and humiliated. When you started asking about your father, I told myself it was easier to say he was dead than to explain that he left us. Daniel stood up and turned away. His hands were clenched into fists. So you stole my father from me, he said bitterly. Laura cried harder. I thought I was protecting you. I didn't want you to feel rejected. I didn't want you to think your own father didn't want you. Daniel couldn't look at her. He grabbed his jacket and walked out of the apartment. The cold night air hit his face, but it didn't calm him. His thoughts were racing. Every memory of his childhood now felt